Let's talk about what has happened in the last couple months, shall we? Hey there guys, and welcome back to Speed Trends Racing. And as you can see behind me, a lot has changed. Two things right off the bat is it is cold outside, and it is December 8th. And the last time I made a video, it was still summer. And then number two, the most important thing is that there is a new car behind me that I own now. And there is a story to that. So as I was making videos and I was editing, I noticed that I didn't get to tell you guys of how I obtained the Pilot. And so here is the story, and I'm going to try to, it's a long story, and I know that you guys don't want like to, you know, hear a long drawn out story, because I'm pretty good at doing that. So I unfortunately had to sell my wagon. So I had a 95 Honda Accord wagon. I didn't make too many videos of it, but it was my daily for about 6 years. And dude, with the yellow lensos on that thing, and it was lowered just right with the stereo and everything like that, I mean, I used to get a lot of attention with that thing. It was super cool. And so I had to sell it because, dude, it got to a point where I broke down so much. And as I was, like last year, something would break, I'd fix something would break, and I'm like, man, I just can't keep up with this thing. So finally I got to a point where I'm like, hey, this thing is kind of reliable, right? And then all of a sudden, boom, I'm driving down the road 70 miles an hour on the highway. I'm with my son, we're about to go to Dave & Buster's, and we're going to the Auburn Mills Mall, and about 3/4 of the way there, I am driving, and all of a sudden it goes pow, and then no RPMs. And the last time I heard that noise, that exact noise, when I was 19, I used to have a Mazda Miata, and I broke a timing belt on that car, but it was a non-interference motor, and it made the same sound. So I'm thinking, oh no, I just broke a timing belt. So I pull over to the side, and the inevitable happened. I open up the hood, and there's a broken timing belt, and I just did one like 30,000 miles ago. So I must have did it wrong, had it too tight, something like that. But nevertheless, when I saw that, I was like, that's it. Unfortunately, I'm selling this thing. So now I can tell the rest of the story, because I took a video, and hopefully you guys get a kick out of it, because I had so much go wrong when I was trying to, you know, basically I break a timing belt on this car, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do another cylinder head gasket, and because I'll have like basically the valve train hit pistons, right? So I'm gonna do a whole top end on it. And that turned out to be 2.5 months of ordering parts, putting parts on, breaking parts, a whole lot. And I didn't film it or anything like that, because I mean, you guys weren't missing out much unless, you know, you want to watch a video about nightmares. Like, it felt like I was in a nightmare. So I'm gonna put that video in there right now, so that will get you caught up on everything that I did on the wagon, and then we'll talk more about the new car, which is the 2005 Honda Pilot EXL all-wheel drive. It's gonna be great. So I'm cracking myself up right now, because I just had this thought. Today is, what is today? November 6th, I think, of 2025, and I've been working a whole month straight on both wagons, and you're gonna laugh at this, Dylan, one day. So I just wanted to keep track, because I've done so much that it doesn't sound like believable. So let's see, about a month ago I had broke a timing belt, 390,000 miles on the wagon, the OG wagon, and then I had a couple days later took the whole top end and a cylinder head off of a junk yard car. So that's cylinder head off. Then, well, I got to replace the whole cylinder head and head gasket, and then intake manifold gaskets, and yada yada yada, right? So I got to pull out the whole cylinder head, intake manifold, and everything off of the OG wagon. So that's 2 times. Then I go and put the cylinder head back on, and the intake manifold and everything, and then I got it out of timing. The timing was wrong the first time, so then I had to put it back into timing, and then I got all the marks right and everything. 12 on the crank, 12 on the cam, and then I went down the road. It was out of timing. Then came back, and then had Chris come by, and he's like, hey man, your head gasket's probably blown because it's running really bad and everything. So then no, I went down the road, and it was running real bad. Came back, and then it got it running right, but then it had a really bad oil leak. So then we found out that's when the cylinder head the head gasket went again, because I put it on wrong, you know. And so that happens. So then I had to take the cylinder head and intake manifold and take off the timing belt and all that, etc. a third time, and I put it all back together. So then also the other wagon, the starter goes out. So then I take the starter out of the OG wagon, put it into the wagon I'm driving now. So then this one's been okay. That was last week. So third time, because the head gasket's bad, I take the cylinder head off and take the intake manifold off, and then take the timing belt off and everything, and then I go and I put a good gasket on the right way. And Chris was there. He helped me like put it on, and he was like, "Yeah, you're good, dude. You're not gonna mess up." So then I put the cylinder head on, the intake manifold on, and then I go and I put on the timing belt, and then I got my new starter. I put my new starter on, and I turned this thing over thinking, "Oh, I'm gonna be so good," and I'm not, because my starter, brand new out of the box, does not engage on the flywheel, so it just ring. It doesn't go right? So then I gotta go and get another starter. So then I get a starter, and I put that starter in today. Now I'm like, well, this has got to be it. I got to be at the very end of this, right? Then I can finally sell all these wagons, because they are unreliable as like all get out, right? Then I go and I start my car and I get it all cleaned up. I go down the road and I'm like, man, this thing's not running very good. And then when you put your foot into it a little bit, then it like coughs and sputters, and it grabs all 4 cylinders, and then it's running pretty good. But then it idles really bad and everything, and then it's got idle air control valve issues and everything. And then I'm like, you know what? I bet I put on the intake manifold gasket wrong or something, right? Just got home, that's why it's a little bit dark. And then come to believe, I took some engine starter fluid and I sprayed it on the intake manifold, and then it bogged. So yeah, it just a calamity events. But I think that once I put this intake manifold on with the new gasket, then it'll finally run, and I'm going to sell it, and I'm going to get myself a CRV. So that's how I broke the wagon. I broke it a bunch of different times. I replaced a lot of parts on it, and I got it to where it was running okay. I got to a point where I think that I had a stuck injector or something like that, but I went and I posted it online. I was super honest about it. I always pray that I will be able to sell it to someone that'll feel blessed. Like my dream, like, you know, everybody's bought in a car, right? When you go and you get that car and you go and you sit in it, you're falling in love with it and everything. And you go and you pay the person. Then as you're driving, you go and you fall in love with it, and you're like, man, I can't wait to do this, this, and that. So I wanted someone to be able to get that from the car. So I had it posted for about a month, and then finally some guy named Bo came by. He was super cool. He's a little bit older than I am, and fell in love with it, and he drove it home, and it did just fine, and I got $2,800 for it. So then I am like, okay, cool, what's the next vehicle I have to get? Because you know, that was my daily, and at the time I was driving this, which is a 94 Honda Accord wagon bone stock. And so this one I bought for $1,200 a couple years back, and then I sold it to my dad, and then he had it for 2 years, and he usually used to sit back there over in front of the gooseneck over there. And since I broke that timing belt, I was like, Dad, can I borrow this? And he was really cool, and he let me borrow this, and then I bought it from him. So I bought it from him for $2,400, and right now I have it like ready to sell, because now that I have the Pilot, I can sell this. So I went through this yesterday, and I cleaned it up like super good on the outside and the inside. Is this unlocked? Sure is. So yeah, it's way cleaner on the inside than my wagon that I used to have. So super clean on the back seat. Like my son, I mean, he was super cool. He didn't like make any huge messes, but you'd think that seat would be destroyed, but it's not. And then, oh dude, the best thing is back here, it has the original curtain for the back, which I never used on my wagon because I had my sub. It was just a little bit too tall. It was about 2 inches taller than this curtain, so that is cool. But hopefully I could sell this for somewhere around 2,400 bucks. And I mean, it runs really good. It's got 205,000 miles on it. It's non-VTEC, it's automatic transmission, and it's got like small little tires on it that are brand new, and it's got a brand new timing belt and water pump, blah, blah, blah. I did a valve job on this thing. It does have a little bit of an exhaust leak, but I've been driving this thing around and it's like saved my life the last couple months. It's been pretty good. The only thing that happened was the main relay was kind of weird and the starter went out. So this one's ready to be sold. And now that I have this Pilot, I could tell you how I obtained it, because when I went to go and I was like, okay, I'm gonna sell the Wagon, what's the next vehicle I can get, right? I really wanted to get something like that was, number one, reliable, and then something that was less than 2,300 bucks, because that was my budget. So with all that being said, what I wanted to get is I wanted to get a first or second gen CRV or a first or second gen Pilot. And because it was going to be something reliable, and then something that was going to be in the price range. The CRVs, I was a little bit out of the price range, especially with the first gen, and I really wanted to get a 5-speed with all drive. That would have been really cool. But I kept on seeing this Pilot, and I just had to go and look at it. And because I really, like, through the pictures, I had 14 pictures on Facebook, then I had a like 2-second video on it of it just like idling in some rain, right? So there are lots of pros. You know, I could talk about that all day, but there's only one con. It has 323,000 miles on it. So when I sold my Pilot, when I sold my Wagon, I sold it for I sold it with 390,000. And so I didn't really want to get something that high mileage, but I saw this. I went to go and met up at a Home Depot, and funny story, I go and I get there, I look at it, go and jump underneath it, and I'm looking at stuff. I go and I drive it, and it drives really, really good. I come back, and then, oh yeah, you know, would you take 2,200 bucks for it because you want 25? And they're like, yeah, sure. So then we signed the title, clean title, all that. I go, and my mom was there, and so when I was there, I went and I did the title stuff, and I told my mom, I'm like, hey mom, like, follow me. And I went and I accidentally put some stuff in the door. Like, I was like, okay, here's all my tools and everything, threw it in, shut the door, went to go back here, and I'm like, hey mom, you know, follow me. And then I came back, and all the doors were locked and the thing was running. So then I had to call the people that just sold it to me, and I'm like, dude, I just like did the most noob thing. I locked the keys in the car, and so we had to go and use the like remotes and change out the batteries and everything. I finally got it unlocked. Haven't had any problems since. And so, man, I'm super excited to tell you guys all about this car. Let's go into it. And here we are, my 2005 Honda Pilot EXL model. And so I obtained this about a week ago, and I have done just a little bit of things to it. So I'm gonna give you guys the full tour on this car, because I wanted to have something that was reliable, but then also something that I can make just cool enough that people would recognize me when I pass by, because that's kind of like my selfish thing, is I've always had something that when you see me drive by, you know it's Dylan Jared Pett. So it's got, you know, your classic clear coat coming off of it, because almost every Pilot's like that unless you like washed it all the time. I redid the headlights, so the headlights look pretty good, not new. They could definitely be shined up some more. And then just a couple things that are wrong on the outside, like right now the that plastic trim is hanging down, and there's places that I could be buffing on, like this spot right here where there's this white. Get some stuff and clean that off. And oh yeah, I mentioned in the last video I took off every tire, and I inspected all the suspension, and all the axles were good, which although was the only thing that I was kind of worried about. So all the axles, they're not ripped or anything, they don't make any noise, especially going lock to lock, even in like low range with the locker, which that's going to be something I could tell you on the inside. And it just needs like sway bar links and pads, like little stuff, right? So all the suspension's really good. The outside of it, you know, looks okay from like 10 feet away. Has just small things like this hole in the tail light. And what was the other thing on the back here? Oh yeah, this piece of trim's missing right there for the rear third light. And big plus is that the receiver hitch for towing is there. Oh man, and it has a plug. because I definitely want to tow this. I want to take my race car, which you know is the hatch over there, which we know the last time I weighed it, which was like years back, was 21-25 with me in it. I've lost weight. The hatch has lost weight. It probably weighs like closer to 2. So if I can get a small little trailer that can hold that thing, then I could definitely tow with this thing, no problem. And so you can kind of see that the back end's a little sagged out. It's probably the original shocks, I'm not sure. And so it's got a little bit of a door ding right here. But I mean, for $2,100, this thing is just, right up my alley, because it has just enough like little outside wrong things with it that I don't have to like super care about the paint and everything, and keep it clean all the time. And so now we can go into the inside. So it's got super nice leather in it. Just don't mind the rips, you know, in the front, but they're perfectly broken in. They have heated seats. This one's like got electric seats that are adjustable. It has lumbar support and everything. It's got navigation that works, heat and AC, heat seaters. Heated seats. I can't talk today. And then all the gauges work and all that. But it has one check engine light, and it's the catalytic converter. But you know me, I'll just gut that sucker and then just run like a muffler on it or something like that. Definitely make it sound good. Then on the back seat, where Carson has definitely made his territory, is leather, and it does have a third row and pins holding the headliner, which is like a common thing. Oh yeah, dude, the sunroof, and it pops up and everything. It's super cool. And the one thing that I'm kind of like about is I don't really like tint on a car, but the black tint on this is factory and it looks okay. But I kind of would like to see what it looks like with no tint on it, because then like that's how my hatch was. But I mean, that was a completely different, you know, era. Like back in 1995, they weren't like running tint on cars a whole lot, but now, you know, that's kind of like, you know, what everybody does now. So yeah. Oh yeah, the back's, you know, pretty nice too. And like the third row's down, but got cup holders and everything, like factory 10-inch sub, super nice. And so tons of room. But yeah, what I wanted to do today is, because I already checked out the front end, and then like the brake assembly and the axles and all that stuff, is I want to check the rear diff and then check the drive shaft and see if those like need be like greased up or anything like that, or if they even take grease, and then just do stuff like that today. But let's go and take this thing for a ride. That'll be really fun. All right, we're gonna go and take this thing for a drive. So this is gotta be one of the comfiest cars I've been in a long time. So here's how you do it. Turn the radio down. Starts right up. So there's that check engine light, and then maintenance required. Yeah, it probably needs a little bit of maintenance. So get the heat going. Navigation over here is working. Lights off, and seatbelt for safety. And we're out of here. So man, this thing just drives so smooth. I went to go and check the transmission fluid, and it was red and clean and right at full, and it shifts super crisp. So you might be able to hear that on the video. There's a little bit of knocking in the front, and only because the sway bar links, the rubbers are broken and don't take grease, and they're kind of shot. And the bushings on the lower control arms are shot. So it's pretty quick too for, like, you know, it's a J35A6 VTEC. I have not hit VTEC yet, because I'm just kind of trying to take it easy. And it has a little bit of like howling noise. It sounds like a tire. When I was taking the tires off, I know that one of the tires were rounded on the inside, and it was on the front, so that's where it sounds like it's being. And I mean, not much to report. This thing just drives so good. and definitely go and take it over some bumps real quick. These are some pretty big. I mean, just takes it like a champ. It's got a really good turning radius, but you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna hit this curb because we can, and we're all drive, and then we're just gonna I love this, man. So I was in my wagon for a really long time, and that was my daily, and I would have never done anything like that, because if I would have curbed my wheel, I would have like cried. But now we're in this Pilot, me and my son, and he loves when we curb shot stuff. We call it checking the mail, and you just can't not smile when you are checking the mail and hitting curbs and stuff on purpose. So yeah, let's go back into the driveway of the shop, and there's this huge pile, well, not huge, but like it's a pile of concrete, or like a big piece of pavement, I don't know what you would call it, and we're just gonna drive over that thing real quick. It's not even anything like super incredible, but like it's right here. We're just gonna drive right up it, there we go, and park it right there, and we're gonna walk out and see what kind of articulation we have. Okay, there we go. Squatting a little bit in the back. Oh yeah, that's kind of cool. I'm gonna have to take a picture of that. I wish it was a little bit more clean. But yeah, I can't wait to see what this thing will do with just a little bit of modification. You know me, I'm gonna at least do like tires and suspension. Cool. That's what's up. And that's pretty much everything you guys need to know on the Pilot. I'm super blessed to have this car, and I'm actually genuinely excited to get working on it and see what all cool things we can do to it together. And so thank you guys for just being really good company, and I genuinely love making the videos for you guys, and just being able to be hopefully a good influence on you guys. And then when you guys watch my videos, that you guys are getting pumped to go and do your own thing and do stuff on your projects and things like that. And I hope that God's doing good things in your life. And I will talk to you guys and see you in another video real soon. Bye-bye.